Saturday morning here on KYNT. I am Braden Butler, and you are listening to Huddling with the Herd, your weekly Yankton athletics update around Yankton High School. Got a lot of things to talk about today. Some end-of-season tournaments happening in a couple sports. A loss last night for the Yankton Bucks, which we'll have more about in football, and also the postseason getting underway for soccer as well. So plenty to talk about today here on Huddling with the Herd. It should be a great day today to talk about Yankton athletics. It is October 4th, 2025, and we are ready to go for another day of Huddling with the Herd. Thank you for joining us here on KYNT and KYN-TV. Huddling with the Herd is brought to you by Explorers Credit Union. We're going to have a couple coaches call in on our Pizza Ranch phone line. We'll talk to Brett Syme and Ryan Haig over the Pizza Ranch phone line today as well. I say calling in. I did talk to them earlier this week, but you get what I mean. Still over the Pizza Ranch phone line here on Huddling with the Herd. All that coming up when we come back. We're starting with football, volleyball, and tennis here on the show when we return.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. We offer expertise and experience, where your long-term eye care is our concern. State-of-the-art technology, where we never lose sight of quality. Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Mount Marty is committed to excellence in nursing.
We really go the extra mile to care for our students as a whole person. My name is Crystal Diedrichsen. I am an associate professor of nursing at Mount Marty. As a Catholic Benedictine university, we can incorporate God and prayer in our regular classwork and interactions with students. And in addition to that, we care about the students in other aspects of their lives.
Start your journey at mountmarty.edu.
FNBO is the great big small bank. And for more than 165 years, we've been with you where you are. A bank that's ready for all your needs, both big and small. Here to help you earn more, save more, so you can do more every step of the way. It's what you can expect from the great big small bank. FNBO, independent and family owned for 6 generations, and ever so focused on you. Stop on by or visit us at fnbo.com, member FDIC.
We're passionate about getting yearly mammograms because 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. You can get a yearly mammogram to detect it early. Would it help if I requested nicely? Please, could you be so kind as to get a mammo? Or singing it. Get your mammogram starting at 40. Or with a British accent. Schedule your mammo with an Avera Breast Center at avera.org/breast. Or call 888-422-1410.
More pay, more benefits, more opportunities. Parker of Yankton is hiring second shift assemblers and a variety of other positions. With competitive wages plus a night shift pay differential. Enjoy great health insurance, paid time off, retirement benefits, and a team that helps you succeed. Whether you're starting fresh or looking to advance, this is your chance to earn more while building a career you can count on. Don't wait. Apply today and make your next move your best move.
Parker, engineering your success.
Do you have a pest problem? Bed bugs, bats in the attic, termite damage, earwigs? Olson's Pest Technicians can tackle any of your pest problems. Family owned and operated with over 80 years of pest experience in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. Proven pest methods include Centricon bait stations for termites and Bicane treatments for bed bugs. Even the toughest pest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson's Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
For coverage you can count on, call Brendan Hansen or Brandon Tykrow in Yankton today.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury, check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab. We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation. Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Now located on Summit Street across from the high school.
Welcome back in here on Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYNTV. Let's start going over this week's Yankton High School athletic action, starting with the football program. We started at the varsity level. A 27-21 loss last night for the Bucks to Sturgis in Sturgis. Tate Bestie at quarterback, 21 for 46, throwing the ball a lot for the Bucks last night. 228 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions as well. Owen Eidsness, 10 catches, 177 yards for him and 2 scores through the air. Jason Logic was the leading runner on the game, 27 carries, 114 yards, and a touchdown for him. The Bucks do fall to 4-2 on the season, and that's their first loss to an 11 AA opponent. They look to get back on track next week against Brookings on Friday night at Crane Youngworth Field. We were unable to get a post-game coach interview yesterday in Sturgis, so no interview today for football. I do apologize for that, but with a late trip back, and I know coaches are usually busy on Saturdays, they run 7-on-7s, do film, things like that, so they're not in here today. Let's switch to junior varsity action now. A 14-12 win for the Bucks over T on the 29th of September. Carter Saylor, who's playing up to JV this week, 15 for 23 through the air, 181 yards passing. He had a rushing touchdown as well. Will Sager was his leading receiver, 10 catches for 124 yards for Sager. Malik El Mustafa, the leading rusher, 42 yards and a rushing touchdown for him. Max Eichenberger led the defense, 5 tackles for him. And then Jamison Rogers and Landon Bottleson both followed with 4 tackles each. The JV squad takes on Norfolk on the 6th of October in their next game. In the freshman ranks, a 41-8 dominant victory over T area for them. Carter Saylor, there's his name again, 11 for 14 through the air for him, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns, 10 carries, 98 yards on the ground, 2 more rushing touchdowns, and a partridge in a pear tree for the freshman quarterback, as Saylor had himself quite a week at the sub-varsity level between JV and freshman, helping lead both teams to victory. Trigby Lutton was the leading receiver for the freshman squad, 3 catches, 60 yards, 2 of those catches going for 6. Keston Molman and Nathan Bowman each had 5 tackles to lead the Bucks defense. Caden Feenstra followed with 4 tackles and a fumble recovery. Next up for the Bucks freshman squad is Watertown on the 9th of October. Next up, let's talk volleyball here on KYNT and KYNTV. The volleyball team, a busy week for them, ends up going 0-3. It started with a 3-1 loss to Aberdeen Central last Saturday. The Golden Eagles took the first 2 sets, 25-12 and 25-21. Yankton was able to battle back 25-23 in set 3, but set 4 ended 25-12 in favor of the Golden Eagles. Those 2 middle sets really competitive between the 2 squads. Yankton's week continued with a 3-0 loss to Sioux Falls Jefferson on Tuesday, but again, a couple tough sets in there that were really close. 25-20 set 1, 25-14 set 2, and then 25-19 set 3, where the Cavaliers were able to sweep the Gazelles. And lastly, on Thursday, a 3-0 loss to Sioux Falls Christian, a very, very good Sioux Falls Christian squad, as always it seems. 25-15 set 1, 25-14 set 2, and 25-13 in set 3. The Gazelles are now 4-11 on the year. They will travel to Brandon Valley on the 9th of October for their next match. And now it's time to talk Yankton tennis ESD meet earlier this week. 2 individual ESD champions, it's Nora and Sabrina Kraske at Flight 1 and Flight 2 singles. And then also they won a doubles championship as well as a unit between the 2 Kraskes. Don't just take my word for it, though. Let's hear it from head coach Ryan Haig of Gazelles Tennis. Got a chance to talk to him earlier this week over the Pizza Ranch phone line about the ESD championship performance for his team. Also a little look ahead to next week. Let's go to the interview now here on KYNT. Braden Butler here on Huddling with the Herd here on KYNT and KYNTV. Joining me is the head coach for Yankton Gazelles Tennis, Ryan Haig, coming off of a very impressive performance at the ESD tournament this past week. A couple individual champions and a doubles championship as well for the Yankton Gazelles. But top to bottom, good performances across the board. Before we get into that too much, Coach Haig, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Mother Nature's been treating us pretty well here during this tennis season. So if she can kind of hold this up for another week or so, we'd really appreciate that. But all in all, just doing great, enjoying the season and enjoying a lot of good tennis on the tennis courts.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty rare that we get this warm of temperatures in early October now, as we're recording this on a Thursday, so October 2nd here. But yeah, you guys had a great performance at the ESD tournament this past week, a tournament that was hosted here in Yankton between the high school tennis courts and then I believe at Memorial Park as well, and elsewhere around town. But a couple of singles championships in the ESD, Nora and Sabrina Kraske, and then the Kraskes teaming up for a doubles championship as well. That's the simplest place to start, is those two just continue their dominant form in both singles and doubles play, it seems. It's got to be nice to have two players like that at the top of your lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've said it before, but there's no team in the state that doesn't envy the situation that we have with the leadership that we have at the top of our lineup at number 1 and 2 with Nora and Sabrina. And, they've been obviously with the team for what seems like forever now, 6 years, since their 7th grade season. So, definitely going to miss those two. They've provided more than just leadership and more than just great play on the tennis courts and just all around great kids. And, those girls are having themselves an exceptional season, and I know their goals are set very, very high at the state tournament, and no one's worked harder, and no one's more deserving, and with some good solid effort, we hope to bring home a couple titles for those two at the state tournament as well.
And I know the Nora and Sabrina get a lot of shine and recognition, and rightfully so. They've earned it with their performances throughout their careers, and this year in particular as well. But also in your lineup, I thought Carolyn Kerner and Megan Scott both played fairly well at the ESD tournament. I believe getting third in duos as well at Flight 2 doubles. You can correct me if I'm wrong there.
Nope, that's exactly right, and you're exactly right with that as well. And going into the season, we knew exactly what we were going to get at Flight 1 and 2 singles. We also knew exactly what we were going to get at Flight 1 doubles, and that was just going to be a whole lot of W's in the dual score columns. And what we weren't sure of is what we were going to get at Flights 3, 4, 5, and 6. And, and when I say that, I mean it in the fact that we essentially lost our 3 and 4 from a year ago, which means all of our players, 3, 4, 5, and 6, are going to be moving up 2 flights from a year ago. And so when you move up 2 flights and you make that big of a jump, you can have a little bit of a question mark on how the girls are going to handle that increase in talent that they see on the other side of the net on day in and day out. And we knew going in that, how we went at Flight 3 and 4 singles and how we went at Flight 2 doubles was going to be, how the team goes. And to be perfectly honest, Kara Kerner and Megan Scott have done more than I've asked of them. Those two girls have had themselves absolutely exceptional seasons. Kara's just a junior, and Megan is in her senior season and playing the best tennis of her life. There's no doubt about it. Their confidence right now is soaring, especially on the doubles court. Those two have just, really, really impressed me at the level of their play and how well they've played throughout the season. They've been in a lot of tough situations and played in a lot of very difficult matches and found ways to dig out wins. And, that's a sign of, just a very good team and a very talented team and a very smart team. And I believe that's what we have in our Flight 2 doubles with Kara and Megan. So, I hope, their confidence can keep on rolling and keep on building and just go into the state tournament and have themselves a great straight tournament, because any points that we can score out of those girls at Flight 2 are going to be huge, where the team places at the state tournament, no doubt about it.
Talking here, you're at the end of the year. It culminates obviously next week, the 9th and 10th, with a state tournament up in Sioux Falls. What is something as a coach this year that's really stuck out to you about this team, or something you've been really impressed by here in the fall season for Gazelles tennis?
Well, just just how tight the girls really are on and off the court. These girls, we've got a little bit of a mixture. We are very heavy with seniors. However, we do have a couple juniors mixed in, and we've also introduced, a sophomore and an eighth grader into the lineup at 3 doubles. And so Mary Rounds and Harper Anderson are new to our lineup. They are young and inexperienced players, but they have just fit right in with the rest of the upperclassmen, and those girls have welcomed them with open arms. And we are a very, very tight little family on and off the tennis courts, and I think that's what makes us so very good at what we do. And those girls, you give credit to those girls at the top with Nora and Sabrina. They set the tone about that. And, they set the culture of our team. And if you're going to have people setting the culture of your team, and there's nobody better than Nora and Sabrina to do that, because, it's very captivating. It's very you just want to be part of it when they're doing their thing at the top. So very impressed with that all season long. I have no doubt that the younger girls that have learned from Nora and Sabrina will continue to bring that type of atmosphere to the courts year in and year out for many years to come. And, that's a legacy that the Kraskis can be proud of, no doubt about it.
Tennis is maybe a little different than the other sports we cover and talk about. I think only cross country is really similar, where it's 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 in cases of doubles play. It's not really all these facets of a team working together. But you mentioned the culture and the friendship within the team. It shows that just because the individual or doubles competition is very minimal in teamwork, the whole team needs to come together to really set that tone and establish these expectations for themselves and to hold themselves to that standard.
Yeah, for sure. And it's very much the same way. I coming from me, I'm an old wrestling coach. And that, my background is on the wrestling mat, and to be perfectly honest, I think wrestling and tennis are very, very similar in that regard. And that yes, it's an individual sport, but yes, at the same time that's an individual sport, it's also a team sport. And ultimately, the girls understand, and they've kind of bought into the fact that if they take care of themselves, and if they go out and they do the job that they're supposed to do for themselves, that in itself takes care of the team. And so, we've done an outstanding job with that. Every girl goes out every single time and puts their best effort forward. Have yet to see a match where one of our girls takes her foot off the accelerator and just kind of coasts. We go out, we play hard, we try to stay focused, and do we come out on top on every single match? Absolutely not. But, more times than not, we're definitely in there competing, and we come out with a W, and that's, they take care of themselves, and when they take care of themselves, it takes care of the team. And, we've had a very successful season because of that. So very happy with where they're at right now, and I'm excited about what's going to happen in the state tournament.
And, Coach, one final question here for you before we let you go today. We've been talking about it, state tournament, the 9th and the 10th up in Sioux Falls. What are some expectations and goals for you with your team this year?
Well, obviously, again, there's many individual goals as well as team goals, and there's no doubt about it that Nora and Sabrina's goals are set extremely high. They want titles, and for Nora that would be her 3rd in a row, and a 3-peat would be something that simply hasn't been done very often across the state, and I don't believe it's ever been done here at Yankton High School. And Sabrina, she wants her name underneath one of those titles as well. So, at 1 and 2 singles, that's a big task. And obviously at Flight 1 doubles, a repeat from a year ago and undefeated state championship is definitely something that those two want as well. But at the same time, the rest of the girls, they're looking for podium places in their own respective flights. And if they can do that, then they're helping their team because, with a limited number of podium spaces for team hardware, we need to perform well. And with teams like Rapid City Stevens and O'Gorman and Sioux Falls Lincoln that are very, very good tournament teams, and then, of course, a very, very deep Harrisburg team and Mitchell team, someone's going to have to get knocked off that podium for us to sneak in there. And so we can certainly do that, but we have to play well. We have to stay focused, and we have to excel on day 2 when matches get tight. So I think we're preparing ourselves for that both mentally and physically, and hopefully we have a great tournament here next week.
I wish you luck to you and your team next week, Coach, and hopefully we can talk again after that state tournament and talk about some hardware coming back to Yankton, some good podium finishes for you guys.
I look forward to it. Appreciate it.
Big thank you to Ryan Haig for taking time out of his day earlier this week to talk to me for the Huddling with the Herd show this weekend, and good luck to the Gazelles in the state tournament. When we come back, we're going to talk soccer, cross country, and golf, so don't go anywhere. This is Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN-TV.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit ExplorerCU.com to join the journey today.
Are you huddling up with the relatives for the holidays or a Yankton or Mount Marty football game, but don't have enough space in your locker room? Book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. There won't be any roughing penalties with their clean, comfortable beds and no interference on a relaxing stay. Remember, instead of everyone at your house, call on Audible and book rooms at the Fairfield by Marriott or Holiday Inn Express. For great rates and flexible reservation changes, call either hotel direct.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? At First Chiropractic Centers, we have been helping people get back into their game for nearly 40 years. Whether your game is sports related, or it looks more like gardening, household chores, exercising, or just daily life, if your pain is preventing you from enjoying or participating in your chosen activity, we can help. With offices in Yankton, Hardington, Tyndall, and Whittier.
First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
Looking for fuel or more? Stop by Triple Time Rudy's, your locally owned convenience store at 17th and Broadway. At Triple Time Rudy's, they're proud to support the community, offering fuel discounts to Yankton's largest employers and backing local activities and events. Inside, you'll discover regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. Whether it's a quick snack, a tank of top quality fuel, or a taste of local goodness, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling the community.
Buying or selling a home is a big decision. Work with someone who knows the ins and outs. I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate, and with 20 years of experience, I will focus on the details while providing marketing knowledge, advice on staging, and negotiating to get your home sold. From start to finish, I'll guide you through the process, making sure nothing is overlooked. Call me, Deb Speck, Vision Real Estate, 605-664-5555.
Welcome back in here on KYNC and KYN TV. This is Huddling with the Herd, and we are going to talk Yankton soccer for both the Bucks and Gazelles. Yankton Cross Country, as well as Yankton Golf here on KYNT and KYNTV. We'll start with soccer and the Bucks. 0-2 in the final week of their regular season. It was a 3-1 loss to Aberdeen Central last Saturday here at Crane Youngworth Field. That's looking like it could be the last home game of the season for the Bucks. We'll talk about more of that in a minute, but Jack Pedersen scored the lone goal in that game for Yankton, and they ended their regular season with a 3-2 loss on the road to Sioux Falls, Washington on Thursday. Christian Pacheco and Evan Lloyd both finding their way onto the score sheet. Yankton ends the season with a 8-5-1 record, and this is why I said it could have been the last home game of the season last Saturday, as they are currently slated to travel to O'Gorman in round 1 of the playoffs, but that does depend on results today in Class AA. O'Gorman does play, so we'll see how results there might shake out the standings in AA. As for the Gazelles, they were 1-1 this week. They were shut out by Aberdeen Central 2-0 last Saturday, and they defeated Sioux Falls, Washington on Thursday 4-2. Eden Wolfgram had a brace with 2 goals and an assist. Iona Becker and Jocelyn Elwood each scored as well. The Gazelles are 8-3-3 heading into the postseason. As it stands, they would host the first round of the AA playoffs as the number 7 seed against Rapid City Central. Official playoff matchups will be decided following the conclusion of the AA season today. I did mention a couple games to be played on the girls' side in Class AA. We'll see exactly how those standings really shake out, but good luck to the Bucks and Gazelles in the postseason. Both teams very comfortably in the postseason, and once you're in the dance, anything can happen. Let's switch our attention now to Yankton Cross Country. The Bucks Cross Country team took first place in the South Sioux City Cross Country meet on Thursday. Harrison Kraske finished second individually to lead the Bucks, followed closely by Brighton Olson in third, and 4 more Yankton runners were in the top dozen. Gabe Rock, Isaac Polson, and Luke Femer finished 8th through 10th, and Ethan Brendan rounded out the scoring in 12th for the Bucks. As for the Gazelles, they placed third as a team in the girls' race. Yankton had 2 of the top 3 individual finishers as well. Rylan Jackson got second, and Abby Johannesson got third. Fellow Gazelle Delaney Yeomans rounded out the top 5 in 5th. So 3 of the top 5 racers for the Gazelles in that one. Next up for Yankton are the ESD Championships on October 11th in Mitchell. We're getting out of that postseason time for a lot of these sports, so good luck to the Bucks and Gazelles at the ESD Championships on October 11th in Mitchell. Talking about Yankton Bucks golf now, a good team finish at the ESD meet earlier this week. 3rd as a team as they're gearing up for the state tournament out west in Rapid City starting on Monday. I had a chance to talk to head golf coach Brett Syme earlier this week about his team's performance at the ESD Championships and a look ahead to Monday and Tuesday out in Rapid City for the state tournament. Let's go with that interview now. Brayton Butler here for Huddling with the Herd. Joining us now on the Pizza Ranch phone line is head golf coach at Yankton High School, Brett Syme. Coach Syme, I know you're talking off mic a little late in the season here, getting to you, but we do appreciate you taking some time out of your evening here and talking. This is obviously recorded a couple days in advance as you guys are now done with the ESD tournament, preparing for the state tournament. Just getting right off the bat, what has really impressed you throughout this season so far with this group of guys you got on the squad?
Well, what's really impressed me about them is their willingness to try and get better. We kind of had a little bit of a roller coaster start at the beginning of the year. We went out west to be able to get kind of a sneak peek at the state tournament golf course. We went to that east-west invite, and day 2 was at the state tournament course out in Rapid City at Meadowbrook, and maybe didn't play quite as well as we thought we could out there. Had a couple of good tournaments after that, had a couple that were up, a little bit higher scores after that. And then, since then, we've actually been pretty consistently playing pretty well. So I've just been really proud of the guys for the effort they're putting in and willingness to work hard and try to make themselves better. And we've actually had a really, really successful season. We've had a pretty good season so far.
As I've been following along, I know just with our sports reports and things like that, checking on your guys' results, a lot of high finishes for the Bucks I've seen both as a team and individually. And I thought the team, just on paper, obviously you'll know more than I do, but on paper looks like they performed very well at the ESD conference meet earlier this week. Just finished, I believe, 9 strokes off of first place to take third as a team. Yep. Elijah Larson finished inside the top 10 with a 1/72 from him. So kind of talk about that, the ESD conference meet for your guys and how they performed out there.
Sure, absolutely. Our boys performed really well at the conference meet. Probably going into it, I would have said there was probably 3 teams on paper that I thought maybe would have been better than we were. It's Harrisburg, Brandon Valley playing at home, and Watertown has been a real powerhouse in the conference the last few years. And those are the 3 teams that were playing together in the top 3, pairings. We were in that second pairing with Mitchell and Brookings. But, we always talk to the guys about, you got to go out and you got to control what you can control. Try to do the best you can on every shot, and you never know. We have beat Brandon. We've beaten Watertown throughout the year. We've beaten Brookings, Mitchell. They beat us. But I just said, go out with a good attitude. Try and play each shot the best you can, and you never know where things will fall. So probably going into it, we were looking at maybe on paper, finishing probably at best 4th place. So to get 3rd place in the conference tournament, we were ecstatic with that. Real happy to get that. And being behind Brandon, the host course that knows the course better than anybody just by a couple of shots, we were really pleased with the outcome of that tournament. And to get 3 golfers to be all conference, top 15 is all conference, we were really happy with that too. You mentioned Elijah Larson. He shot 1 over 72. That was 8th place. That just shows you the quality of golf in South Dakota right now. When you got to shoot 1 over par to barely get in the top 10, you're really playing some good golf. And Kai Cody and Braden Birkland both shot 3 over par. They were tied for 12th, so got into that top 15. And it's been a long time since we've had 3 golfers in the top 15 at the conference tournament. So it was a good day all around. And we had 1 golfer, Gus Sprockle, our 4th counting score, shot 75. He was only 1 shot off of that. And we also had another golfer, Easton Bellick, break 80, shoot 79. And the final golfer on our team, Easton Skelhaus, he shot 83, but he had a rough front 9. And, he really battled and played a really good back 9. So it was good to see that. He was trying to do best he could for the team. And that's all I ask is for those guys to go out and do the best they can on every shot, never give up, and just keep grinding to try and do the best they can for the team.
As we are recording this, it's a Wednesday night, just after practice for you, Coach. So what is with 3 guys getting all conference honors, a stellar performance at the ESD meet, what have those practices been like this week? What has the message to the team been like as you're preparing for next week's state tournament?
Well, I think the biggest thing in these weeks, I like to play a lot. It's not as much about trying to change any swings or really change the things that we're doing. It's trying to just hone in our skills and trying to score. Because in the end, that's what it comes down to. Whoever shoots the lowest score is going to do the best. And, Tuesday we went out and we played at Fox Run. Today we actually just did a little bit of a practice session. On a Wednesday, we need to be out by 6 o'clock anyway. There's a lot of church activities and things going on. But the next couple of days, we're going to go out and we're going to play some. And, just hopefully keep trying to figure out ways that we can score the best. It's not about changing things that you're doing. The kids are playing pretty well right now. But we've just got to really try to concentrate on making good decisions on the golf course. And, if we have a bad hole or a bad shot, we've just got to really learn to let that go and just try to do the best we can on the next shot, because it's easy to say, but if you've played golf or, if you're a golfer, sometimes that stuff can stick with you. And when you get a bad hole or maybe a bad hole or 2 in a row, it can really bring you down. And if you can be one of those golfers that can just kind of let it go and just try to do the best you can on the next shot and just survey, what you got left. And like I said, just do the best with every shot you got. That's when you can play your best golf, because once you hit a shot, there's nothing you can do about it. You just got to go to the next one and do the best you can. So that's what I've been trying to preach to them. I know, we've got some guys that maybe didn't play as well as they wanted to at the conference, but we have those discussions on the course too. It's like, I don't care what's happened right now. You go to the best you can for the rest of the time to try and do the best you can for the team. And that's the biggest thing we want to do is we want a good team finish. But to do that, we've got to have a lot of decent or good individual finishes. And that's what I think kids are starting to realize is that, yeah, we do got to kind of let that go and do the best we can on every shot for the team. And if we can get that mentality, I can see good things happening here at the state tournament next week.
And let's get right into that state tournament next week at Meadowbrook in Rapid City, Monday and Tuesday. You mentioned it earlier on. You guys got a chance to play out there when you went west earlier this year. What are your expectations for Monday and Tuesday as you try to your team tries to conquer that golf course after I believe you said a little bit of maybe a rough showing or rougher showing early season on at Meadowbrook?
And it really wasn't that bad. I think we shot 320 out there, which is, if you add 4 scores together, that's averaging 80 per golfer. I think maybe we're playing a little better than that right now, so we're looking at hoping to go out there and play a little better than that. But, of course, a lot of things depend on weather conditions and everything. I know the weather looks like it's going to be cooler out there with possible rain, so scores could be up just a little bit. But, the biggest thing is my expectations of the kids. We can't play defense on the other teams, things like that, like some other teams can. We just got to go out and do the best we can for us. And if we go out there and we do that, and we can let some of the bad shots or bad holes go and just, do the best we can on every shot, if that's what the kids do, I'll be very proud of them. And we'll just have to let the chips fall where they may. I was talking earlier about the scores that have been getting shot in South Dakota golf this year. It's kind of crazy. You got to play really well to be able to place in a tournament individually and as a team. And there's going to be a lot of teams fighting for those top positions. And with only 6 teams, being able to bring hardware home for their school, it's going to be hard to get in there. But I think our guys are finally starting to realize that we are one of those teams fighting for those spots, and that's been a big goal for us all year long. We sat in the hotel room after we played Spearfish on day 1 of that first tournament. We sat in the hotel room in Rapid City, and I just asked them, hey, guys, what are your goals for the season? And their big goal was, hey, we want to get in the top 6 at the state tournament, and if we can go out and play golf like we have been here lately, and, throw 4 scores at 80 or better, I think we got a good chance. But you can't go out there and, have a couple of bad holes, feel sorry for yourself, and kind of let down on things. You really got to grind it out. There's a lot of good golf being played in South Dakota, and if you let down for a minute, it's going to, it could have a decision in the outcome. But it's really crazy in golf because all the strokes that get hit, there's going to be 600 some shots that are going to be hit for those teams that are vying for the first 6 spots. And a lot of times it comes down to 1 or 2 shots at the end of the day, that second day, depending on whether you get to be on the podium or not. And as long as our kids go out and do the best they can on every shot, don't get down on themselves, and keep playing for the team, that's what I ask of them.
Big thank you to Brett Syme for taking time out of his day to talk to us here at KYNC and KYN-TV, and good luck to him and the Bucks on Monday and Tuesday out at Meadowbrook in Rapid City. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll have your competitive cheer and dance roundup for the week and also your YHS Nation segment here on Huddling with the Herd. Don't go anywhere. We're back after this break.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
A couple days ago, a teacher came into the UPS store to print some worksheets for her classroom. As we were printing, she asked if we could help her design and print a custom banner for her school's upcoming event. Yes, we can. At the UPS store in Yankton, where for over 8 years we've been serving educators, businesses, and community members with all kinds of printing solutions. Stop by today and let us assist with your next project And be sure to ask about our shipping services or current print specials.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Have aches and pains taken you out of your game? Sports injuries can happen quickly, posing threats to your health and ability to participate in your regular athletic activities. I'm Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson from First Chiropractic Centers. Chiropractic care can provide pain relief from sore and aching muscles and lead to faster recovery after workout by easing the inflammation you experience, like stiffness, pain, or restricted movement. Visit with us about managing your sports injuries.
First Chiropractic Centers, making life better, one adjustment at a time.
It's game on at Yankton Pizza Ranch. Our buffet is loaded with hot pizzas, sweet desserts, and the country's best chicken. Plenty of food and plenty of room for a whole team or your whole family, whether you're celebrating a big win or just hungry for one. Everybody leaves full and happy. So huddle up and make it a buffet day every day from 11 to 8 at Yankton Pizza Ranch.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch.
Whoa, that's good.
Ever have one of those days? Your car breaks down, your dog decides your couch is a chew toy, and oh yeah, a tree falls on your roof. Don't worry, Missouri River Associates has you covered. Auto, home, pet mishaps, we're here for all of life's little oops moments. Call 665-6885 for your free quote, because life happens, and we're ready for it.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With OptiMap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your OptiMap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Credit union people are my people. Dreaming big, keeping life simple. Saving smart, living free. At Explorers Credit Union, you're just like me. We chart new trails, we stand tall. Together we rise, together we call. Credit union people are my people, it's true. And I found my crew at Explorers CU. Federally insured by NCUA. Visit explorerscu.com to join the journey today.
Braden Butler back in here on KYNT and KYN TV. Let's talk Yankton competitive cheer and dance real quick. On the docket for them today, they're out at Sioux Falls Jefferson High School for a competition. That one gets started at around 10 a.m. this morning. They're getting into the brass tacks of their season as well for competitive cheer and dance. So good luck to them today as they take on several teams out at Sioux Falls Jefferson High School. Competitions begin at 10 a.m. As always, though, here on Huddling with the Herd, we're going to have your YHS Nation segment. That's a look in at the activities outside of athletics around Yankton High School. Gwen Winnish this week talking about some things that the marching band have going on. I know March to the Meridian coming up pretty soon. It's always a big deal here in the Yankton area. Let's go to YHS Nation now here on KYNT.
Good morning. Today on YHS Nation, Scotty Borman will be talking to Gwen Winnish about today's Festival of Bands, the marching band season, and next weekend's March to the Meridian right here in Yankton. However, I want to mention a few YHS Nation events on the calendar. The high school choir concert will be held at 7 p.m. on Monday evening, and the Yankton Oral and Terp team will be attending the Varsity Invitational at Aberdeen Central High School on Thursday. We are hopeful we'll have a conversation about that next weekend on YHS Nation. For today, let's go to Scotty Borman and YHS Band Director Gwen Winnish.
This is Scotty Borman for KYNT News, and we have another segment for
YHS Nation, and today we're going to get musical with band director Gwen Winish. I understand you guys have got some pretty busy times coming up for competitions, and I think the next one in order is going to be up in Sioux Falls. Is that right?
That is correct. These kids have been going hard at it since about the end of July. We did a pretty exhaustive music camp practice, had about 2.5 weeks of rehearsals from 7 in the morning till about 3 in the afternoon every single day, and put on a parent preview and a community preview for everybody here in Yankton to come out and take a peek at this year's show. And now we're getting hard and heavy with the morning rehearsals, so we are ready to go. We're in competition season. We're hitting our week 2. We've performed for homecoming. We've done Starfest in Sioux City. So now this coming weekend here, we're going to hit Festival of Bands in Sioux Falls. And the kids are fired up. The kids are excited. We're ready to go.
Okay, is that Festival of Bands in Sioux Falls, is that a pretty big competition for you guys?
It's a pretty big one. It's a pretty big one. There's tons of competition that comes from the 4-state region. You have Minnesota bands that are there, South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska bands that are all coming to be a part of it. So you honestly never really know how to judge or how to prepare for what your competition is. So you have to bring the heat, you have to bring the intensity, and most importantly, you have to bring the pride. And that's something that the kids and I are really pushing into our show this year. Is we've come so far. They have been doing so well. Just really tapping into showcasing our Yankton pride, showcasing how far we've come, and being proud of what we're putting out there on the field.
And then after that, you've got, put a little sports spin on it, you got a home game.
Yeah, we kind of have just a small home event going on that weekend. October 11th is our March to the Meridian, and we are incredibly excited to be hosting over 25 bands that day. They're going to be rolling into town probably around 7:30 that morning. The parade itself starts going through downtown at 8:30. And we've got, I want to say it's about 18 bands that are participating in parade, 18 or 19 in parade only. And there's 2 different divisions for that. We have it broken into the standard parade band, which basically just moves straight forward. You know, they're concentrating on straight lines, straight diagonals, and doing the things, looking sharp, precise, clean, crisp, all the things, and sounding great. Then we also have the street show band, which does a little bit of stops and starts, turns, adds a little bit more flash to it maybe, tells a little bit more of a story to their performance. They stop in front of the judges, do a mini performance there. So we have about 10 bands that are doing the street show. So we've got a great lineup for the parade. It's going to be exciting. And then after the parade concludes, everybody heads over to Crane Youngworth Field, and we're having bands come from Aberdeen. We have one coming from Rapid City. So they're coming from all over to be a part of this. And Crane Youngworth Field is absolutely beautiful. So we get to take them over there, show them our historic Crane Youngworth Field, and we start a field competition at 11:30. We have our music boosters that are putting in tons of hours of prep and planning and working in the concession stand, getting everything lined up for that stuff already, so we have good food for everybody to eat as they're partaking in the festivities that day. And then at the end of the event itself, we have one major big award ceremony that comes about, and we have a little fun with it. We do a little drum off and get each one of the bands, they throw their percussion section out there, and they do a little whatever they want to do to showcase their drum line and have fun with things. It's kind of a competition, but not really, more of a lighthearted one. They have a lot of fun with it. So we do the drum off challenge, and then we announce our winners of the day. And I tell you what, we are exhausted by that day when we're all said and done with it, but we would not give it up for the world. It's a lot of fun to put it on. It's a lot of fun.
And I've been lucky enough to be down there for these in the past. And is both YHS and Yankton Middle School bands both participating again?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. It's a wonderful way for us to showcase our talent and say, hey, we do support the arts. We have a great community here that supports the arts, and we want to showcase what our kids are doing here. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And for the marching one, early in the morning, do they start by coming across the lower part of the bridge?
They are coming across that bridge.
The 100-year-old bridge.
Yes,
awesome.
Yes, it is. It's so interesting listening to the bands, because when we started this thing off, we were trying to figure out what we needed to do to make this competition different. Why would this parade stand out to other bands and have them want to come here year after year? And somebody threw the harebrained idea of, let's march over the bridge. And we all kind of like, yeah, right. And then all of a sudden we started thinking on it. We're like, this is a really good idea. And so the year one hit, and we had everybody marching over the bridge, and we got done with the parade and got done with the event, and we asked, so what did you all think of our competition here? Give us the feedback, tell us what we can improve upon. And it was astounding, the number of bands that commented. My kids absolutely loved marching over that bridge. It made it such a unique event that they want to come back. And I'll be honest, when you're on it and you're marching with a group, even let's think back to when this event started. I was middle school director at that point in time. So you're marching across that bridge with 100 plus kids, and it just echoes. It is the coolest feeling in the world. And the kids are like, whoa, we sound really big. You are really big. And we sound really loud. You are really loud. You guys are doing really, really good things. And then flipping that into the high school perspective, and the same thing, the kids are like, this is just really cool, and their eyes are looking up at the underside of the upper deck, and just it's an experience they don't get. And then of course you get those lovely windy days yet too, when you're out there, you're like, holy smokes, it's really breezy up here, let's go. Definitely something new. Definitely not something that you can get in a lot of other places. It definitely makes this event special.
It's uniquely Yankton.
Yep, and then we're
It's
showcasing
awesome.
the downtown portion, the Meridian District. I mean, what better way to do that than just take them downtown and have everybody march down that way, and through our awesome businesses that we have downtown. Yeah, it's an awesome event, and
I'm assuming they come up through the splash pad, and do they go up to 3rd Street?
Up to 3rd Street, and then they just hang a right, and they go down, kind of by like the Black Steer area is kind of where it ends. And then they have the judges platform up there, usually by the boathouse is where it's sitting at. And so judges will sit there and they'll walk out into the groups if the groups are doing kind of like a stop in a street show portion of things. And sometimes the judges will walk right along with you. I mean, it all just depends. We tell the judges it depends on what you guys want to do. If you want to pop off the stage and come down and walk right beside the kids and listen to what they're doing and offer feedback through the recording system, go for it. If you want to stay up on the platform and watch from above, you can do that too. But I mean, we're looking at bringing probably just band members alone over 1,000 people into the community that day. So,
nice.
And then you figure if they're bringing at least 2 spectators, I mean, it's going to be a busy, booming day that day, and it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
What else do you have coming up after that? We'll touch on that a little bit.
Okay. So we will then conclude our competitive marching season that following week, October 18th. We head over to USD, and we partake in Quad State Regional Championships over there, and the kids get to play their field, do their field show, and compete over there in the dome. So that's kind of a unique thing for the kids too. Different environment again. Every other stadium that we perform in is always outside, and so that was a nice one where it's inside, and you get to hear the acoustics and everything again of the dome. So that'll wrap up our competition season, and that is always kind of bittersweet. We love going over and performing there. It's always a neat show. They always have great judges that offer wonderful feedback, and the kids always seem to rise to that competition. They always bring their best show. We finished that one, and then we have 2 weeks to take what you see on a huge football field, and then we put it inside here at YHS, and we put it on the basketball court. And you're basically taking a big football field size show and condensing it down to the size of a basketball court. So we need to run things and get things accustomed to the smaller distances and stuff that we have to work with, and how you can take those bigger shapes that are expanded out there and bring them in here, condense them without a kid getting a trumpet in the face when it's taking a turn in the wrong direction.
Yes.
So we have that going on. That is November 3rd.
Best of luck in these upcoming competitions.
Yeah, well, thank you very, very much for taking the time and chatting with us.
Yep.
These kids are super, super talented. I'm very, very blessed to work with these guys. And I tell you what, our boosters and the staff that we have are just top notch, and we couldn't ask for anything better. So, yeah, if they're interested, come on out. See what these kids are doing. It's amazing things.
Yeah.
It's amazing things.
Excellent. All right. Thank you, Gwen. This is Scotty Borban for KYNT.
Big thank you to all involved for YHS Nation making that possible every single week. I know, obviously, Huddling with the Herd, the focus is Yankton athletics, but there are so many activities going on around Yankton High School. Whatever you're interested in, Yankton High School has got something for you, and we love giving some time and shine to those kids who do the activities outside of just athletics. That's going to do it for another week of Huddling with the Herd, though. I have been Braden Butler. Thank you for joining me here on a Saturday. Till next week, stay safe, be good people, go out and enjoy your